Welcome to your July 2026 market update for the Ponte Vedra Beach area. All right, so Ponte Vedra Beach home prices just dropped 14% year over year. So if that's all you saw, if I were to go through this, you'd think the market is cooling off. But you'd be wrong, and the rest of the numbers in this presentation are going to prove that. So homes are actually selling faster than they have in years. Inventory just hit a multi-year low. We closed more sales in July than we did last July. So why did the prices fall? And more importantly, is this actually a good time to buy or to sell? So stay all the way to the end, because we've buried one number in this report to force you to watch it that tells you more than all the numbers combined. So if you're new to watching these market updates, I am Gwen Volan with the Volan Group, and I help people buy and sell property in Ponte Vedra Beach and the surrounding areas every single week. And this channel and these reports break down what's happening in the market month by month. If you want to talk about a specific property or neighborhood, my number is 904-822-9255, and I'm happy to go through any particular area. I track data pretty much all over Jacksonville. I focus on Ponte Vedra Beach because the largest number of our sales are there, but certainly very familiar with most markets around town. So let's move on to our first slide. So I want to get the first scary number out of the way. So July's median sale price at $1.15 million, that is up 15.3% from June. So it's okay. It's down 14% from July of last year. So here's the thing about that 14%. You have to take it with a grain of salt. Ponte Vedra Beach is a small, expensive market. We're talking 49 closings an entire month. And so when you sample that small of a size of a market, one or two super large closings or the absence of them can really swing the numbers by six figures without a single home actually losing any value. So don't panic on that number. Let's just look at what actually happened underneath it. So 49 homes closed in July. That's up almost 17% from a year ago. More transactions, not fewer. And homes that sold fast, a median of just 17 days on the market. A year ago, that number was closer to 40. So that's not a gradual shift. That's a market that more than doubled its pace in 12 months. And inventory tightened at the same time. So 149 homes for sale is what we have right now. That's down about 15% from a year ago, which puts us at 3 months of supply. So for context, a balanced market usually sits at 5 to 6 months. We're roughly half of that. So more sales, faster sales, less inventory. You read those three together and a falling median price stops looking like weakness. It starts looking like a market that's simply gotten more particular about which homes it wants. So here's the one that matters the most. It's the secret hidden number, but I want you to stay to the end of the presentation. So this is the one that people tend to skip past. So new pending sales in July, that's just 27. So that is down 40% from both June and last July. So closed sales are going to tell you what already happened, and pending is going to tell you what's about to happen. They're the leading indicator, usually 30 to 60 days ahead of closings. So while July's closing looks strong, the contracts being written right now slowed down. And I'd say pretty sharply. If that holds through August, don't be surprised if the numbers we're reporting in September look a little softer. This is the tug of war defining Ponte Vedra Beach right now. Tight supply and fast sales on one side, and a buyer pool that's gotten a little bit more selective on the other. I do want to point out, this time of year, there is naturally a slowdown. So I don't want any of our negative Nellies out there who are dreaming of a crash to think that I have stated that it's coming, because I did not say that. I said there's an indicator, and we'll see what the market does. Again, with little inventory, I have a feeling, it could go in any old direction. So buyers still have the negotiating power. You can see that selectivity in negotiation numbers. So their sellers are receiving 96% of asking price, and only 2% of homes sold over list. So low inventory has not handed sellers a blank check to just go out there and list and assume that they're going to get, asking price or above asking price offers. Buyers are still negotiating. They're just doing it on well-priced homes instead of walking away entirely. That's why I can't call this a buyer's market or a seller's market. It's a selective market, and that distinction really changes how you should approach it on either side. So I like this chart just to show you what 8 years of perspective looks like, okay? Ouch, excuse me, my back. In July of 2018, the median price here was $725,000. This July, it's $1.5 million, okay? So that's a 59% increase over 8 years. That doesn't mean your specific home appreciated 59%, but it's a good reminder that a single month's median is a snapshot, not the whole picture. If you zoom out and the volatility you're seeing month to month becomes a lot less alarming. And we see that over time. If I, and next month I can do this, I can show you a glance at a year and the peaks and valleys that happen. And again, there's usually a little bit of slow down this time of year, but it all depends on who the buyers are that are out there. So what does this mean for buyers and sellers? So if you're selling, the good news is that you have less competition than you did last summer. Fewer homes on the market means your listing gets more attention by default. But less competition is not a blank check. Buyers right now are paying close attention to value. They've shown they'll wait rather than overpay. And I can give you plenty of examples of homes that sort of missed the mark. The homes that are priced right, prepped well, and marketed properly are still moving in under 3 weeks. The ones that miss on price tend to sit. There's very little in between right now. Now, if you're buying, please don't read median price is down 14%, so every home is worth 14% less. That's not what that number means. It's a reflection of which homes happen to close, not a valuation of your specific target property. What it does mean is with sellers averaging 96% of asking and almost nothing selling over, there is a little bit of room of negotiation on price and terms, but do not sit on your hands. 17 days as a median days on the market is not long, and at the right price, the right house is going to move. I just want to pause here and reiterate, please trust your real estate professionals, just as you would your financial advisor. Work with someone who knows the market. Find yourself a good agent that you're comfortable and you trust, and if they say this house is going to go, they are probably right, unless they're a swindler. So, make sure that you're educated and don't sit back for too long. The same token, make sure you know what's going on. If you see a price that doesn't make sense, question it. All right, so heading into August and September, I'm watching that pending sales number above everything else. So I think we're going to have two scenarios. If pending activity stays weak while inventory starts climbing, that will shift us with a little more leverage to buyers, and we'll likely see prices soften. If demand bounces back while inventory holds around 3 months, that's a very different, much tighter market heading into the fall. Real estate headlines are national, so it's super, super hyper local here. Sometimes it's block to block, street to street. You really need to understand that you can't look at the national picture when you're looking at certain communities, Ponte Vedra Beach being one. So the numbers in this video are specific to single family homes, and even within that, just know it's street by street, quarter by quarter, everything, every bit of math changes. If you're east of A1A, west of A1A, if you're on the ocean, it's a whole different ballgame. So if you want to know what these numbers actually mean for your house or your neighborhood, feel free to call or text me at 904-822-9255, and I'm happy to walk you through. I don't just track Ponte Vedra Beach. I tend to look at it the most, just because about 50% of our sales are in Ponte Vedra Beach, but know the entire Jacksonville market super well. So happy to talk things through with you, and just know you can click on the link underneath this video on YouTube and book a time to talk with me. I do read every single message and will respond to you. So look forward to hearing from some of you, and we'll see you next month.